You call your cat's name. She looks you right in the eye, then stands up, turns her back, and walks away. Have you ever felt that? Most people call it indifference. Some people call it arrogance. And some people, I know because I used to be this way, call it being rejected. All of those labels are wrong. I have studied this behavior for months. I read about how a cat's nervous system processes its surroundings, how they assess threats, and how they decide whether or not to respond. And what I found completely overturned how I understood that moment.
Your cat is not ignoring you. They are doing the exact opposite. Stay until the end, because the last point is what I found latest, and it completely changed how I look at my cat every single day.
Humans read each other's behavior through body language built on a human social foundation, which includes eye contact, body orientation, and verbal responses. When someone calls your name and you do not turn around, that is a rejection. That is human language. But cats do not use that system. Their nervous system is built on a completely different foundation. And when we apply our language to their behavior, we mistranslate almost everything. The right question is not why the cat ignores me. The right question is what the cat's nervous system is doing in that moment. And when you ask the right question, the answer is completely different. The first time I truly observed the moment my cat walked away closely, not feeling rejected, but observing it like an experiment, I realized something. She did not look like she was ignoring me. She looked like she was processing information. A cat's nervous system has been optimized through millions of years of evolution for one main task, which is continuously assessing the environment and categorizing everything into 3 groups: dangerous, neutral, and safe. This is not a choice. This is how their nervous system operates by default, all the time, whether someone calls their name or not. Unlike dogs, which were selectively bred over centuries to respond to humans, cats were domesticated much later and retain more autonomous mechanisms. That means when you call your cat's name, their nervous system does not automatically switch into a social response mode. It continues to run its assessment and decides whether this situation requires a response. I thought back to that and realized she is not ignoring me. She is evaluating whether there is anything in this room that needs her attention more than I do. And her answer is no. Cats do not respond because they choose not to respond. And that choice says a lot more than you think. There is a concept in cat behavior research that I did not find in any mainstream videos. And when I read it for the first time, I had to read it again because it completely flipped how I thought about this behavior. Researchers call this selective non-response. In a 2013 study at the University of Tokyo, scientists discovered that cats hear their owner's voice, recognize it, but choose not to respond with action. The most important thing in that study is this: their brain has fully processed that signal. They know. They hear it. They just choose to keep doing what they are doing. That is completely different from not hearing, and completely different from not caring. Dogs respond because responding to humans was bred into their DNA. Cats do not respond because they evaluate the situation as safe enough to not need to change their behavior. And that, in the way cats process the world, is a positive signal. When I understood this, I recalled the hundreds of times she walked away when I called, and for the first time I did not feel rejected. I felt categorized. She had evaluated me and concluded that I was not a threat and did not require a reaction. And to a cat, that is one of the best things they can think about you. Cats respond when they feel the need to. When they do not feel the need, it is not indifference. It is them feeling safe enough to not have to react. If this is changing the way you read your cat, that is exactly why this channel exists. And what I am about to say goes even further. There is another layer I found when reading deeper into how cats process their social environment. It is not just that they do not feel the need to respond. There is also a specific thing that happens when they decide to turn their back and walk away. A cat's nervous system runs threat assessments constantly, but the level of alertness changes depending on the level of trust in the environment. When a cat is in a state of high alert, like a new environment, a stranger, or a strange noise, they do not take their eyes off the stimulus. They do not turn their back. In the wild, turning your back on a potential danger is a behavior that can cause death. Conversely, when a cat turns its back and walks away calmly, their nervous system is in a state of low alert. The environment is categorized as safe. There is nothing to monitor. According to research on stress markers in cats at the University of Lincoln, one of the most reliable indicators of a relaxed state in cats is the ability to turn their back to a stimulus without signs of hypervigilance. I thought about that the first time and felt weird. Is her walking away a sign that she trusts me? But the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. A scared cat does not turn its back. A distrustful cat does not turn its back. Only a cat that has decided you are not a threat can do that. When your cat turns their back and walks away, they are not leaving you. They are showing you that you are not something they need to be on guard against. After I understood this scientific layer, I started to observe more closely. And I realized not every time they walk away means the same thing. There was a clear difference in how she walked away, and each type carried different information. The first type is a slow walk, with a straight tail up and not looking back. This is the highest sign of comfort and confidence. A straight tail up in cat language is a friendly, non-defensive signal. Not looking back means there is no need to check if you are doing anything suspicious. This is the cat saying that this environment is safe and I am going about my business. The second type is walking away and stopping for a moment before continuing. This is an acknowledgement. She hears you, processes it, decides she does not need to change her behavior, but registers your presence. Unlike completely ignoring, this is a minimal but conscious response. The third type is walking away and lying down nearby, without looking toward you. This is the most important type and is often misread the most. The cat does not go far. They move to a new location but remain in the same space as you. This is not leaving. This is choosing to be close without needing contact, which is one of the clearest bonding signals in cat behavior. When I started to distinguish these three types, I realized she often did the third type, walking away and lying down about 3 feet, which is about 1 meter, away from me. I had read that as her not wanting to be near me. Actually, she was choosing to be near me in her own way. It is not about where your cat goes when they walk away. It is about how they walk away. Now I need to say the opposite, because not every time they walk away is a good signal, and I do not want you to misread it in the other direction. According to research on stress behavior in cats, the difference lies in the entire body language surrounding the act of walking away, not just the single action of walking away. There are 3 specific signs to look out for. The first sign is walking away combined with a low tail or a tucked tail. A low tail is a state of defense or anxiety. Combined with a fast walk, this is the cat escaping an uncomfortable situation, not trust, but avoidance. The second sign is walking away after their ears pin back or flatten down. Flattened ears are one of the clearest stress markers in cats. If a cat walks away after their ears start to flatten, it is a signal of overstimulation. The body is trying to escape the source of stress. The third sign is walking away and hiding in an enclosed space, and not coming back out. Unlike lying down nearby, this is seeking a true hiding place. If this happens often after interacting with you, it is a sign that you need to review your approach. I have missed these signs more times than I want to admit. Not because I did not care, but because I did not know where I needed to look. When she walked away with a straight tail and laid down nearby, that was good. When she walked away quickly and disappeared into another room, I started to ask myself what I had done in the past 10 minutes. A cat walking away does not always mean the same thing. But when you read the language right, you always know where you stand with them. I wanted to tell you this from the beginning, but it needed everything before it to have enough weight. When we understand that a cat walking away is not a rejection, we start to understand the opposite. When a cat chooses to stay, what that truly means. According to research on feline social behavior, cats are solitary predators. They do not need the presence of another individual to function normally. That means every time a cat chooses to be in the same space as you, not because they are hungry, not because they are cold, not because they need anything, is a proactive and conscious choice. A 2019 attachment study at Oregon State University noted that cats have attachments showing proximity seeking without a specific trigger. They choose to be near their owner because that presence itself is enough. When a cat walks away, it is them trusting you enough to not need to stay. When a cat stays, it is them wanting to stay. Both are signals of the exact same thing. They are comfortable with you. I remembered one evening. I was sitting and reading a book, and she came into the room without anyone calling, for no apparent reason, and laid down about 1.5 feet, or about 0.5 meters, away from me, not looking at me, just lying there. I did not notice that before. After I understood what I just told you, I understood that she was telling me this was where she wanted to be. Cats do not stay because they have to. They stay because they choose to. And when you understand that, every time they come into your room for no other reason than you being there, you will never read it the same way again. The next time your cat turns their back and walks away, do not take it as a rejection. Look at how they walk, where their tail is, where they are going. Their nervous system does not have the language to say, "I trust you," the way humans do. They do not nod, they do not hug, they do not say a word. The way they say it is by continuing to do their thing when you are in the room. It is lying down near you for no reason. It is turning their back and walking away without needing to check if you are doing anything worrisome. Those little actions, the things you have ignored or misread for so long, are their language. Your cat has been talking to you every day. You just were not taught the right language yet. That is not your fault. And now you know. If this video changed how you read your cat, I have a video about what happens inside a cat's body every time they make biscuits on you. It ties directly into everything I just said, about trust, about how their nervous system categorizes you, and about the real meaning behind their smallest actions.